Howdy everyone, and a big welcome back to The More You Grow. For those who follow my channel and watch my videos on the regular, you may have been wondering, where in the world have I gone to? It's been like 2 months since I made a video, which I think is the longest amount of time that there's been for me making a video in the last, I think, 2 years. And I just wanted to let y'all know I have not given up on this channel. I've not just fallen off the face of the earth, that I would never do that to you guys. Y'all have done so much in my life that I would never just give up on this channel or you like that. I've had some big changes happen in my life. Good changes, but very time-consuming changes. So what are those big changes? Well, I have a new job. It's my first real job that I consider a real job, a professional job, I guess I should say. I now teach high school horticulture, advanced plant and soil science, and physics in my hometown's high school. I could not be more excited for this job. It's something I'm very passionate about. As you guys know, teaching others is something that I've always loved. This is why I do the channel. This is why I give you all the videos that I do. And not only that, but get to teach about my other big passion, farming, gardening, and plants in general. I've had so much fun so far, but it's been a whirlwind. Let me just tell you, it's been so rewarding yet tiring, just because I'm a new teacher. First year teachers have to make everything from scratch. We don't have lesson plans to fall back on like veteran teachers do, so that's where all my time's gone. I've been doing like 14-hour days for the last 2 months, just trying to get everything together for classes, for activities, what we're doing here in the greenhouse for the horticulture classes and the advanced plant and soil science classes. But what I want to do in this video is I want to show you what I've been doing. I want to show you my classroom and what we've got coming up that I'm going to show you here on the channel. I'm going to keep y'all updated with everything we're doing here. That means we've got big projects coming in future videos. So let's go check it out. The first thing that I want to show you is my new classroom. I put a lot of work into this and I'm pretty proud of it, you guys. So come on inside, let me show you around. Okay, so we're in the classroom now. I really want to show you how I've kind of designed some of the decoration in here and how I've set up the classroom to be functional for me, where I can get around anywhere I need to, even being in a wheelchair. So let me show you some of the kind of cool things that I think y'all are going to enjoy here on the channel first. So first of all, y'all knew I had to incorporate plants into this somehow. I got these really neat wall hangers back here. I got them on Amazon. They kind of look like a fishbowl with a flat back on the side of it and a hole to hang it from. These are some of the wandering Jews from the greenhouse. I just put them down in there, put some water and gravel, and they've rooted into that. They've been up here for 2 months in the classroom with just fluorescent lighting, and they've been doing absolutely wonderful. So if you want to decorate your house a little bit, like on the walls, using plants, I recommend these wall hangers. I'll leave a link for them down in the description. And really, if you get something like pothos or wandering Jew, they're going to look really nice just growing from the wall like that. They're really easy to take care of too. You just got to top up the water every so often. Back here, got my, this is really a foam caddy, I guess, but I use it for the calculators because I have a different phone policy for my kids that seems to be working pretty good. So we've got the calculators back here, and that keeps them all organized. So let's go see some other stuff in the room. So what I want to show you next is my seating arrangement that makes the classroom accessible for me in a wheelchair. So what we have here is we have what's called a herringbone seating arrangement. So that just means that these are in straight rows and they're slanted just a little bit, makes it look like fish bones. That's why they call it a herringbone seating formation. And it's the same on the other side. There's just a few desks at the back, but what that does is it makes it to where I have this open center in my classroom. And what I like to do is I like to teach from different locations in the class. I'm always moving around when I teach. I try to interact with students either on the outside of the classroom or the outside of the rows, inside of the rows, the front, the back. It's where I can get to every student even though I'm in a wheelchair. And I try to be as interactive with every student as possible. So that's what's been helpful for me, and that's what's worked for me the best so far. It's not saying that that's the best way of doing your seats. I say put your chairs or your desk in any fashion that you see fit for your classroom, but that's something that's worked well for me. So let me show you a few other things in the class. So here we are at my desk, It's a little bit of a mess right now, so apologies for that. But I've got everything back here on the board. I'm gonna start trying to use this a little bit more, but I put what we're doing for the day in these spots up here, and it makes it to where I've got the 2 desks, one for my computer, one for paperwork, and of course, I've got to have more plants. So I've got plants on the desk, got one there, got a pothos on that one, and a small palm over here. Got a lot of the plants in the classroom. And along those same lines, I've got a pothos hobby back here that just runs down the refrigerator, just drapes down the refrigerator, and it's been doing wonderful here in the classroom. So I've kind of shown you around in the classroom now how I have things set up, shown you some of my my classroom plants, and I didn't even get to show you all of them in here. There's more than that. If you want me to do a video on how to take care of indoor plants or what kind of plants do well indoors with just fluorescent lighting like this, leave it down in the comments and I'll do a whole video on things like that if you'd like. Just let me know what you'd like to see. So now what I want to do is I want to take you outside to show you some of the outdoor projects we've got going on. So let's go check it out. All right guys, so we're outside now. I want to take you around and show you everything we got going on out here. The first thing I want to show you is the crown jewel of our horticulture program. It's our greenhouse. So let me take you inside and out of this wind. So here we are in the school greenhouse, and you may have seen this in a previous video when I was doing my student teaching here. Well, let me give you a little recap if you haven't seen that video of what we do in here. The two main things we do in the school greenhouse are our student projects and growing plants to sell to the community. First one being student projects. So students have different things going in here that they are growing directly for their garden projects or class experiments, or we are also growing plants in here as props or tools that I use while I'm teaching in class. I like to bring plants out of the greenhouse, bring them into the classroom to really show students what I'm talking about in the moment instead of just showing a picture of the plant. The second main thing that we do in here are grow plants for the community. So we will grow plants like hanging baskets, flats of plants for people's gardens. We do vegetable plants in here during the spring, and we sell those to the community to fund the greenhouse. All the funds go back to the greenhouse project to where we can buy more supplies like soil and tools and pots to plant more things, and to buy things like seeds for more projects next year. So everything the community does for us here by buying plants from us and giving donations, anything like that, goes directly back to the kids and their projects. So let me show you around in here some of the things that we've got going this semester so far. So on this table you can see a lot of things happening here. We've got flats going right now. We've got things like lettuce, we've got some ornamental cabbage and kale over here, and we plan to sell these to the community for their fall gardens. The cabbage and kale does really good in cold weather climates and cold temperatures. So pretty soon it's going to be ready for this to be sold off to people who are looking for a little bit of color in the fall. And behind that, back here, this is all ginger and turmeric that we're growing in pots. I want to show students how ginger and other rhizome crops, I would call them a root crop, we call them that because we think they're roots, but technically ginger and turmeric are underground stems, rhizomes. And we use that when we talk about stems, when I teach about different kinds of stems, that not everything that grows underground is a root. In this case, we have edible rhizomes. Pretty soon, these are going to be ready to harvest, and we'll do that on video if I can, if we get time, to where you can see how well our harvest is this year. So let's keep going and see what else we've got in here. So here's one of the projects that the students have been working on recently. They've been making Tradescandia, or also known as Wandering Jew, hanging baskets. These make excellent hanging baskets because they get nice, full, lush. They fill in really nicely, and they have that wonderful purple color with the stripe or the variegation going through it. This is a wonderful plant to also teach about propagation with. These plants root so easily. They're growing all over the greenhouse right now. You just have to take cuttings from these, put them down in some moist soil, and they root out like crazy. And it's really easy to teach students that plants can also be produced or propagated through other means than seeds. and this is my favorite plant to do that with. So these are going to fill in. We're going to let these fill in. We're going to nurture these, fertilize them a little bit. Once they do, we're going to sell these out to the community because these are big sellers in this greenhouse. Let me show you some other things we got going on here that's really cool right now, and then we'll go outside and I'm going to show you what we're doing out there. Behind me we have one of my favorite projects here in the greenhouse. It's our aquaponics system. If you enjoy growing vegetables and herbs as well as raising fish, this is the system for you. I will be doing a whole video on the aquaponics system where I talk about setting up your own aquaponics system, how to maintain it, things you can grow with it, fish you can use, all that good stuff. I'll have a whole series on aquaponics in the future. But for now, what this is doing is the fish produce nitrates that are utilized by the plants as a nitrogen source, and then the plants therefore taking the nitrates out, which are harmful for the fish, clean the water for the fish inside. I'll be doing a whole video about putting the fish in here. We actually just got new fish. I made a video about that, so stay tuned in the future for that. But I guarantee you, if you want to do something like this is something that is very doable. You can scale this up to something this size or even bigger. Or if you want to try this on a small scale, or you're a teacher, you want to teach the nitrogen cycle, something like that, you can use something the size of maybe a 10-gallon fish tank that utilizes herbs and stuff. You can set up any size aquaponic system you want. You just have to know the basics of getting it all put together. So let me take you outside now and show you what we've got going on in the outdoor garden. All right guys, we're out here at the raised beds now. Sorry if it gets a little windy. The wind kind of picked up out of nowhere, but we're gonna try to work through it because I want to show y'all what we got going on out here. We have, at the moment, one 6.5 foot by 48 foot raised bed out here. We've got everything from garlic to carrots. We've got some tomatoes on their last leg back here. We were growing lemongrass. I harvested it and I did that in a video, so that's going to be coming up soon. We got a few eggplants back here. We got peppers that are doing really good here in the fall. We've got our mini bell peppers. We've got some lemon drop peppers still producing, and these are great for salsas, for making your own hot sauce. They have a wonderful, just a good amount of heat, not too hot, not too mild, and they have a wonderful flavor, so I highly recommend trying some lemon drop peppers out. So what are we going to be doing next out here in the gardens? Because I'm always looking to see how we can expand. So we're going to be building some more raised beds out here. We're going to be putting in another 48 foot by 6.5 foot raised bed over here to the side. We're going to be building two more 24 foot by about 5 foot raised beds on the other side of the greenhouse. And what I'm really wanting to do here is in the spring make it to where every student has their own garden place, to where they can take ownership of that. They can decide what gets planted. They can decide what they want to try to grow. And hopefully that will inspire them to really look into what it takes to growing a garden, to develop those skills to where they can grow their own food or their own flowers, anything like that, and take those skills with them into the future, and hopefully maybe even where they use this for the rest of their lives. It may be this moment to where some of those students find their passion for gardening and for growing their own food, like many of us have. So you've kind of seen around the greenhouse, you've seen out here, kind of know about some of the projects we've got coming up. I'm really excited to show y'all the fish we've got in there. I'm going to do a whole video on putting the fish in the greenhouse and just all kinds of stuff. I'm so excited, guys. I'm tired because it's my first year teaching, but I'm so excited. I apologize again that it's been so long since you've heard from me, and I'm really going to try to make videos a little bit more regularly now that I've kind of got caught up with things. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you got any more questions for me about any of the projects you saw around the greenhouse, the raised beds, in the classroom, leave it down in the comments. I'll be sure to get to you on that. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Go check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Hit that bell icon for notifications. And until next time, I hope you'll join me right here. The more you grow.